Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. That's the true power of heaven and earth. Double honors to the apostles and elders and bishops of Great Millstone who taught us this truth and continually teach us this truth. Peace, love, and salutations to the hopeful elect that's laboring in his word and truth and sincerity. Lord willing, this could be an edifying video. Okay, and I was just thinking about these last two verses in Isaiah, the 60th chapter. And, I'm going to see, where the Spirit have me build on this. But I'm going to go ahead and jump into it. This is Isaiah chapter 60, verse 21. It says, "Thy people also shall be all righteous. They shall inherit the land forever, the branch of my planting, the work of my hands, that I may be glorified." So it's going to come a time in the kingdom, okay, because once Yahweh Shai saves the elect, then, Lord willing, we're of the elect. We're going to be fully in the second covenant to where the law, statutes, and commandments will be programmed within us, man. Okay? We will keep the laws and serve our power perfectly as a people. Okay? Which is the second covenant. All right? We will no longer have to teach our people, teach our kids, raise them in the law. They're going to be born perfect. Okay? With the laws, programmed in them to do them, man. Okay? You look at certain beasts, do things that they're programmed to do. Creation is programmed to do things. Bees, they pollinate flowers. Every bee does it. It's their wiring. They were made to do that. I'm just using that as an example to, explain how we're going to be wired to keep the law, statutes, and commandments. Which, let me go to Hebrews and actually bring out the second covenant, because we're all going to be perfect. There's not going to be any niggas amongst our people, man. Okay? And we all will know our power and serve our power. This is Hebrews chapter 8, verse 7. Let's see. I was going to start above that. I started verse 7. "For if that first covenant had been faultless, then should no place have been sought for the second. For finding fault with them, he saith, Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, when I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah. Not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day when I took them by the hand to lead them out of the land of Egypt, because they continued not in my covenant, and I regarded them not, saith the Lord." Right. So the first covenant, we broke the first covenant. All right. We strayed away from serving our power and keeping his law, statutes, and commandments. So it's going into the new covenant that he's going to establish with us. All right. And it say the house of Israel and with the house of Judah, because the king, the tribe split, the southern kingdom and the northern kingdom. But in the kingdom, we will be no more split. All right. We will be one nation again, with Judah being the head tribe. Okay. So, that's another thing. All right. It's a lot to look forward to, man. The glory of the man is the woman. So, we always think about women, but, it's way more. It's way more to look forward to than just women, man. Our people are going to be united and connected again. Okay. There will be no more hate. There will be no more curses on us, man. All right. Because once we get in those new bodies, the curses are fully lifted, man. Okay. But reading on, it says, not according, so I could just read it, verse 10. "For this is the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, saith the Lord. I will put my laws into their mind and write them in their hearts. And I will be to them a power, and they shall be to me a people." So This covenant is way better than the first covenant, man. Okay, this time he's going to program us to keep the law, statutes, and commandments perfectly. All right, perfectly. So it ain't going to be, oh, dang, I forgot it was the Sabbath. No, we're going to keep the laws perfectly, and the whole world is going to revolve around the law, statutes, and commandments. See, when, just to give an example, when the Passover comes, we have, the Feast of Unleavened Bread, for 7 days, we're supposed to eat, unleavened bread. It's going to come a time where our servants, they're going to already know. So they're going to, when we feast, they're going to do it for us, man. Throw out all the leaven, the yeast. And when we eat, they're already going to know to serve us, nothing with leaven or yeast. Just using that as an example. When the Sabbath come, all right, all Israel is going to keep the Sabbath. The whole world is going to keep the Sabbath. These other nations, they're going to keep our law, statutes, and commandments. So it's going to be a righteous world governed by the law, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Okay? So, we're going to be programmed to be perfect. All right? We ain't going to slip up. Oh, dang, I forgot. Like I was saying, I forgot it was the Sabbath. You didn't win in your woman. No, man. That's why, truly, that's the most beautiful thing about the kingdom. Is being programmed to keep the ways of the Lord, to keep his law, statutes, and commandments perfectly. That's the best thing about the kingdom, because, doing that, we will never go down. We will never go into captivity. We will never have our power turn his back on us again. All right, but reading on, and they shall not teach every man his neighbor and every man his brother, saying, know the Lord, for all shall know me from the least to the greatest. So we ain't gonna have to teach our people. And that's why, backing up what I was saying, all right, we're not going to have to teach our kids. Okay, they're going to be born perfect. Now, I would assume we are going to still have them grow up. They're going to have, instructors and stuff like that. Not necessarily about the law, because they're going to be programmed to do that. But, just in other things, our history, what their father, the forefathers, because the elect will be the forefathers of the kingdom, will be the first fruits. So they're going to read about, the elect, about our Lord Yahweh Shai, what he had to go through to bring us back to the Heavenly Father, things like that. But, when it comes to the laws, we ain't going to have to teach them. All right, we ain't going to have to teach them of our power. We're going to have to say, this is the name of the Most High and his son. We're going to have to do that. They're going to all know. Okay? It says, for I will be merciful to their unrighteousness, and their sins and their iniquities will I remember no more. So we get a clean slate as a nation, man. But it begins with the elect, though. All right? But all Israel will inherit the kingdom. Okay? The ones of our people that don't make it on this side, they're going to be born in the kingdom. And that's what I really want to harpen on, is how fruitful that we're going to be, but I had to go into this, okay, to back this scripture up. I'm gonna read it again. Verse 21, thy people also shall be all righteous, because we're going to be in the second covenant fully. They shall inherit the land forever. Right, we're going to be in the land that the Most High gave our forefathers, for us to have an inheritance, for our inheritance, that land belongs to us, man. He's going to put us back there, and we're never going to get kicked out again. Okay. It says, the branch of my planting, the work of my hands, that I may be glorified, because the Israelite man is the image and glory of the Most High, and we're his representation here on earth. So all nations will know how holy our power is by how holy we're going to be. Okay, reading in the NLT, all your people will be righteous. They will possess their land forever, for I will plant them there with my own hands in order to bring myself glory. The Lord said he will make the place of his feet glorious, man. All right, that's the earth. Okay, heaven is his throne, the earth is his footstool. So the Most High, he's going to turn the earth into a paradise. Okay, as it was meant to be. Okay, the earth is beautiful, man. There's areas around the planet, different landscapes, different sceneries, different vibrant colors. That's beautiful, man. Esau done fucked everything up, but you still got, certain areas on the earth that's beautiful, like in Japan, with the whole cherry blossom, that's beautiful, man. How they, they be everywhere. I was seeing a video of it earlier. It's just areas, man, that's beautiful that we're going to be able to explore. Okay. It says a little one shall become 1,000 and a small one a strong nation. The Lord will hasten it in his time. So the Most High commanded us to be fruitful and multiply. But see, Esau, he's anti-life. All right. And he got these women fucked up thinking they're equal to a man. All right. Thinking that if a man deals with another woman that doesn't have a man, he's cheating on her, and, she can cheat back. She can, this Esau got to be put down, man. But when this nigga gets put down by Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, we're going to be fruitful and multiply. All right. The average man, because we're going to be a nation of kings and priests. So the average Israelite man is going to have at least 100 to 1,000 wives. And that ain't even including concubines, man. We're going to get it in. We're going to have an abundance of fruit, man. Say you got, 10,000 wives, and thousands of concubines. Let's say 10,000 wives and you got 5,000 concubines. All right. Which we going to always pop a new concubine. It's always going to be a new concubine getting popped. And it's always going to be a new marriage as well with a princess, with an Israelite woman. Okay, but let's just go off of those numbers. 10,000 Israelite princess wives and 5,000 concubines. You go through all of them in 1 year. You got them on different schedules. Ain't going to be no shooting blanks in the kingdom. So that's at least 15,000 seed, okay, kings and princesses that you've brought forth in just 1 year. So, you know what I mean? And I'm just saying 15,000 because, it's 15,000 women, but you could have twins, you could have triplets. So it could be way more than that. Okay? And that's just in 1 year. So eventually, we're going to become like our own nation. A brother is going to have his it's like his own nation of sons, man, and daughters. And then your sons, they're going to have kids, and they're going to have kids, and their kids is going to have kids, and their kids, and you're going to always be around. You're going to see your lineage, for eternity, man. Your great 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 grandson, and you still gonna be in your strength. You still gonna be, because we're gonna have immortality. See, Yahweh Shai, he's immortal, and we're gonna receive immortality through him when we're changed. Scriptures say, we shall be made like him, for we shall see him as he is. Yahweh Shai is already in his new body. He's already in the second covenant. He's already immortal. When he comes back, we're going to be made like him. All right. Our vile bodies will be shed, and we will receive a glorious body like he has. Okay. So, we just got a lot coming, man. Okay. And, Jake deprived here. But in the kingdom, we going to make up for it, man. All right. And all of our women going to be beautiful. We're going to get the best of the women, man. See, the Most High, he's really going to spoil his woman, okay, which is the Israelite man. He's likened us into a delicate and comely woman. He's really going to spoil his people, man. Because once we're obedient, then he can shower us with gifts. He can really put his blessing upon us, man. Okay? Just like he's a jealous power, hey, we get jealous. You know, if your woman is doing right, you want to take care of her and do her right, you know? But if she trespass against you, man, hey, man, you know, you can get to the point where, which I'm not, you know, pushing this, but, you know, you can get to the point where you want to slap her up, you know? Hey, the Most High, he had to slap us up, man. He had to beat his woman, okay? But he's getting ready to clean us up and put us back as his glory on the earth, man. He's going to clean us up. But reading this in the NLT, the smallest family will become 1,000 people, and the tiniest group will become a mighty nation. At the right time, the Lord will make it happen. So once again, you know, every brother is going to have so much seed. It's going to be like he got his own nation, you know? And it's going to be amazing to see, like, you know, they all your sons, they look like you. You know, they resemble you. They're going to have features of their mother as well. But, you know, our DNA is just going to be, you know, very dominant, man. You know, so they're going to look strongly like us, man. But it's gonna be a beautiful thing to see, man. It's gonna be beautiful, man. The Lord is gonna clean us up. He's gonna restore health unto us. I'm gonna end it there. Okay. This is Jeremiah chapter 30. Verse 17. Well, I started verse 16. Therefore all they that devour thee shall be devoured, and all thine adversaries, every one of them, shall go into captivity. So the Lord, he's going to give all of our enemies into our hands. Okay? And they that spoil thee shall be a spoil, and all that prey upon thee will I give for a prey. See? So Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai is going to give us vengeance, man, for what these nations did to us, even though, you know, we deserved it for us, you know, breaking the covenant, breaking the contract. But the Most High, hey, we're still his people. So he's going to allow us vengeance. It says, for I will restore health unto thee, and I will heal thee of thy wounds, saith the Lord, because they called thee an outcast, saying, this is Zion, whom no man seeketh after. So, you know, the Lord is going to clean us up. He's going to put us back on, man. He's, you know what I mean? He's going to take care of us. Okay? We're going to get those new bodies. We're going to be programmed to keep the laws perfectly. We're going to be immortal. All right? We're never going to age, you know, get wrinkles and cataracts and, you know, go blind, get dementia. None of that, man. We ain't even going to get a common cold. You know, it's going to be beautiful, man. And this is what we got coming. All right? And that's why Esau hates us so much, because he ain't getting it. But Lord willing, this was an edifying video. With that, I'm going to say shalom.